Hello and welcome. Today we're gonna review Ironblood's newest member, Battlecruiser Admiral Zenker. I apologize if I pronounce the name wrong, but I'm gonna keep this history of his name origin as short as possible. Of course, there's gonna be a slight mistakes, but do correct me in the comments down below. But here it is. Admiral Zenker. He was not Admiral yet. Our man was in well-known battle in World War I, a Battle of Jutland. He was part of the crew who was in battlecruiser named Von der Tann, if I recall correctly, if I remember right. But it was Von der Tann class ship, last time I checked. He survived the engagement, and after the World War I, Germany got hit hard. Its naval scrambled, and they were have only access to some pre-dreadnoughts, and they were allowed to build new ones once only after 1923, if I recall correctly, but please correct me in comments down below. But anyway, Admiral Zenker was pushing. He is the main force that was pushing the idea of building a Panzerschiffs. And there were, in secrecy, designed 3 types, which are follow. A has 38 centimeter 50-inch guns, 250mm armor, and 18 knots. B has 6 30.5 centimeter, that's 12-inch guns, 250 or 200mm armor, 18 or 21 knots respectively. And C has 6 28 centimeter 11-inch guns, 100mm armor, 26 or 27 knots. And from these, Admiral Zenker approved the latter, the C version. And so rised the Panzerschiffs, known as Deutschland, Admiral Scheer, and Admiral Graspe. Now our man, he became Admiral Zenker. He died in age of 64 in year of 1935. I did my best to memorize all that, but please do correct some information if something went wrong. But Admiral Zenker in here Azur lane as a battlecruiser. Well, I did some digging. I was logging informations here and there across the internet I managed to find. I found the man information. And then I can have suspicion the artist and developer team picked probably this ship I managed to find. Here's the picture of it. Now, as a player from World of Warships, let me show you this ship. That ship is Schroeder, a large cruiser with heavy secondary armament in any German cruiser standards. But it has 150mm secondary guns and plenty 128mm. As for the Zenker, well, I actually was slightly surprised, because this ship was actually made by some kind of ship blog named Internet Group, but this is some kind of design concept of Admiral Zenker. Admiral Zenker is based on German battlecruiser design from 1928. This design was intended as a treaty cruiser killer, armed with 8 305mm guns in 4 twin turrets, as well as heavy secondary battery with 150mm guns in triple turrets. For such ships to ever come to be, a nullification of a Treaty of Versailles was necessary, as it was limiting Germany to build ships with maximum displacement of 10,000 tons. However, why is Admiral Hans Zenker the one in charge of this battlecruiser design, as well as the father of the Panzerschiff design? Annoyed the Reichstag a bit too much, constantly pushing them to negotiate the nullification of the treaty. As a result, he was replaced with Erich Raeder, and the 1928 design was abandoned. However, when Hitler came to power, he would dust it off and the Scharnhorst class would be born from its ashes. Well, just in case, I'm gonna show you the picture of it also quickly if I can. Here is the picture of the text I just read in their page. Okay, that was loud engine, but anyways. That's out of the way. Now we know the ship's origin and where this ship is coming from. What about her stats? Let's just say the following. My Zenker is not yet complete 120 level or 125. So we're gonna visit the good old Azur Lane wiki. How else we're gonna understand this Battlecruiser design? Oh, I think I almost forgot. She is type 9028 Battlecruiser design, based on the year, but anyway. Now the stats. Once you read 125 or 120, her HP is 7323. Her firepower is 370. Her torpedo stats are some reason 240. Excuse me. 240. Her entire is Iron Plot Standard, lackluster. 311. 12. Her reload is 168. Her evasion is 39. Her armor is heavy, so she can survive. Her only downside is AP damage. Now, her speed is 32. Her accuracy is 64. Her luck is very balanced, 50. And her oil cost is 14. Now, as for her skills, starting with the attack. Threshold computation. Increases this ship firepower and reload by 15%. When this ship main guns finish loading, delivers a judgment, activating one of the following effects based on the number of enemies present on the battlefield. One is 2 or more, fires level 10 special barrage 1. If there is 1 or fewer, fires level 10 special barrage 2. Her support skill is Concordance Formulation, or Concordance Formulation? How do you pronounce it? During battle, decreases this ship damage taken by 15% and increases her damage dealt by 10%. When the battle starts, if this ship is the flagship, increases your vanguard's evasion and reload by 8%, and your main fleet's firepower and accuracy by 8%. Let's analyze this for a bit. Her efficiency of main guns is 140%. Her secondary armament is 200%. And her anti-air guns are 100%. Only one anti-aircraft gun. Meaning that it's very lackluster and, well, if it is 1928 Battlecruiser design, it's kind of... okay, you're gonna struggle a bit in map 15, respectfully, and probably slightly in map 13. So yeah, you're gonna need some really heavy anti-aircraft guns to the main guard, and aircraft carrier as well. Anyways, her skills. Increases this ship firepower and reload 15%, that's really good. When this ship main guns finish loading, she fires barrage, that is, requires either more than 2 or just 2 enemies, or how there is 1 or fewer enemies. Okay, that's really weird if you think about it. There has to be either 1 enemy to make that second barrage to activate. But if there is a whole mob fleet, like 5, that second skill is gonna be proccing more often. I can almost speculate that. I'm slightly suspicious that 1 or fewer is either related to a boss fleet. If you think about it, if there's only 1 boss, only 1 enemy, maybe it's procs then more. I don't know. But her defensive, or supporting skill, that formulation, decreases this ship damage taken by 15%, making her more tanky and survivable, slightly more, and increases her damage dealt by 10%. That is actually rare. I don't remember how many Ironblood members have that kind of skill that increases her own damage dealt. Okay, yeah, sure, if you go through some skills right now, there is a couple. But this is rather interesting, this one. When the battle starts, if this ship is the flagship, increases your Vanguard's evasion and reload by 8%. How many Ironblood main fleet has that type of skill, huh? Well, Bismarck gives critical increase and Sway gives firepower and reload, if I recall, and AA, but Zenker gives evasion and reload. And your main fleet's firepower and accuracy 8%. Ironblood standards? That's really good. Now, how does she compare with the others? Well, she is a character of her own. So like, if you want to compare her, good luck with that, because I would rather not compare her to the others, because looking her is gonna change. I don't know, just I will rather avoid that comparison thing. But if you are curious, let's just say her health wise, she is a battleship. I'm looking at her stats real quick. Well, if you want to know, in level, was it 120? Well, on health side, Admiral Zenker goes below to Seydlitz, California, Tennessee, Alveter, Brunhilde, and Gneisenau and Scharnhorst. So yeah, she is kinda soft. So no wonder she has her defensive skill to improve her survivability, reducing damage 15%. As for her equipment, I believe she is probably a more than 10,000 tons, a cruiser killer that carries 6 30.5 centimeter 12-inch guns, the B design. So I'm gonna keep prototype triple 305mm gun. Well, this just was a quick choice, but however you want to give her. In my case is triple 150mm SKC 35 main gun, a cruiser gun from Ironblood. As for her anti-air, well, because it's not impressive, it is for now, in this case, prototype quadruple 30mm AA gun from Ironblood as well. Damage is not impressive, but fire rate is decent. As for her auxiliary, she has high standard fire control radar. It has decreases the loading time of the first main gun volley by 15%. If you want to proc her first skills, these skills, either 1 or 2. And from Sakura Empire, VH armor plating, probably very heavy armor plating, blah, blah, increases her HP more, and it has the skill. When equipped by a ship with a heavy armor, decreases its damage taken from AP ammo by 6% and decreases its damage taken from HE and normal ammo by 3%. So I'm gonna focus on that. As for her character design, I have to say it is impressive. You can actually see a Schroeder design that is turned into a Battlecruiser with a keep your distance long, making you more survivable. You can see her main guns behind the rigging and 150mm secondary guns. Very fascinating skin and character design, I have to say. The artist did some impressive work with the rigging. As an Iron Blood main, I approve. She has her skin as well, some kind of officer, but that's from the other time. I say this review is coming now to an end. If you have Admiral Zenker, do give her opportunity to shine. And I almost forgot. I will happily say, in my opinion, she is not a O-class battlecruiser in comparison to Brunhild and Arbiter and Aegir. Those three are O-classes, but I believe Arbiter and Brunhild are the original design of the O-class. Aegir is special design with 305mm guns, while original O-class had the 380mm guns. Oops! Kind of big decrease to the armament. Oi! But anyway, that was the Admiral Zenker. She is, in my opinion, her own class, 1928 type. Cruiser killer design, and she is some reason in main fleet. What is your opinions about Admiral Zenker? If you have her, do give her a moment to shine. But anyway, we have now come to an end to this review. If you want to support my work, hit subscribe and click the bell to give future notifications. And I am also planning to stream something this weekend, so please come by and say hello if you can. Timing is gonna be off because it is still on the work. What time is I'm going to stream on this weekend? But I hope you come to visit and say hello. My name is LuckyMiez205. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves and see you next time.